I have been software engineer for 16 years and honestly I never thought I will make the video like this because most of my career I was pretty comfortable with the technology. You learn something, you work with it for a few years, you gain experience and eventually people start coming to you when they have questions. Something changed. Technology started moving really fast, especially with AI, and suddenly I started feeling like I am falling behind. Not because I don't know the software, I've been doing the software development for 16 years, but because there is so much thing happening in the software development. LLM, AI agent, racks, new models, new tools, and every time I open LinkedIn or YouTube, there is apparently something new that I need to learn. And sometimes I genuinely wonder, where do I even start? And this is a strange feeling when you have been in the industry for so long. Because when you are starting your career, nobody expects you to know everything. You are supposed to be learning. But after 10-15 years, you became a experienced person. You are supposed to know the thing. And then you sit down to learn completely new. And suddenly you are asking the basic question again. That's exactly what happened to me when I started learning AI. I'm not from AI background, so I started with some very basic questions. What is LLM? What is RAG? What is mean by 70 billion parameter LLM? Why does it need so many parameters? And honestly, some of the things were difficult to understand than what I thought. And I found that interesting because I have spent years learning software. I have solved difficult technical problems. I have worked on large systems, but now I'm back in the situation where I am the beginner. And I think there is something uncomfortable about that. When you have spent years to be good at something, you become comfortable being competent. You know how thing works. You know how to solve the problems. And being a beginner again feels like you are losing that competency. Maybe that's the actually we need to get comfortable with. Because technology is not going to stop changing. There will always be something new. And I don't think the answer is to learn everything. Actually, I think that is impossible. There are too many technology, too many courses, too many frameworks, and too many opinions about what we should be learning. So I have started thinking about learning the thing differently. As you become experienced, the most important skill is not knowing everything. Maybe it is knowing what is worth learning. That is something still I am figuring out. For example, with AI, I am not suddenly trying to become an AI expert. That is not my background. I just want to understand it properly. I want to go back to fundamentals, understand what is actually happening, and then understand how this technology can be used in the real software, because that is where my experience is. I have spent years building the software. So I am particularly interested in this question. How does AI actually change the way we build the software? And I think that is the much more interesting question for me than actually learning all the AI tools that comes out. But there is another reason also why I am making this video. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I should learn next, and I realized something. Maybe I'm spending too much time to figuring out what the perfect thing to learn instead of just starting. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to document my journey. I'm going to talk about the thing I learn in AI and technology. I will talk about the software engineering and architecture. I will talk about the career and learning as an experienced software professional. And sometime I will talk about the thing I'm struggling with too. I'm not starting this channel because I have all the answer. I don't. I'm starting this because I have a lot of questions. And I have a feeling that there are other software professionals who have the same questions. Maybe you are 10 years into your career, or maybe 15 or 20 years into your career. You have built a career. You are good at what you do, but suddenly technology landscape looks completely different. And you are wondering, do I need to start learning all over again? I don't know the complete answer yet, but I'm going to find out one thing at a time. And hopefully, by documenting what I learn, I'm going to make this journey useful for others also. So that's where I'm starting. Not as an AI expert, not as a productivity guru, just as a software engineer who have been doing this thing for 16 years and is trying to figure out what is next. Let's see where it goes.